Hello, this is Ben Pye with Holosoft. I want to take a few moments to show you how to take two-dimensional graphics and bring them into Blender so that you can work with them three-dimensionally. To do that, we have to create SVG files. Now, I'm using Inkscape. Otherwise, you can use a program like Adobe Illustrator, which will work out just fine. So, once I've got my image selected, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to go to Path and I'm going to trace a bitmap. Now, before I go a step further, I do want to comment on this image and just point out that this particular graphic that I've chosen is typically not ideal for this type of situation. Typically you want something that's focused more on line drawings with a little bit more fine detail rather than large swaths of color. And you'll see why in just a moment. Once I've opened up the trace bitmap, I'm going to make sure that I check remove background because you want these white areas to become negative space when you bring them into Blender. Once I've done that, I'm going to select OK, and we will of course see the type of problem that I was hinting at, that all of my colors have turned into a solid black. In this case, I'm fine with that, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. Typically when you do this, it'll appear as if nothing really happened. So I'm now going to go and save as, and it's going to default to Scalable Vector Graphic or SVG files. It doesn't, in this case, it specifically says an Inkscape SVG, which I'm going to leave it at. I'm going to make sure that I save it to a folder that I can find quickly and easily when I'm in Blender. And I'm going to say save, and that's it. Now, once I'm in Blender, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to import Scalable Vector Graphics. If for some reason that is not an option under Import, look under your user preferences. There should be a checkbox for that. Now again, I've got to do a little bit of navigating here, which is why you want to make sure you set yourself up so that it is quick and painless to find what you are looking for. Here is my SVG file. I'm going to import it, and there it is. Now, if we examine, you will note that it is a simple two-dimensional image as of yet. So what I'm going to do is select it, and I'm going to extrude. Now, typically, extrude can be found under the modifiers menu in this area. However, you'll see it's not here in this particular case. For this type of object, you need to go to this little curve icon for data. Once that is the case, I can go right here to extrude, click and drag, and there it is. If I wish to be more precise, I can click within that actual window and type in a more precise number. And there we go. We now have ourselves a three-dimensional graphic that I will be working on later to do a little bit with. So, there you go.